Hey guys, what's up? Last time we started a project on the REST service, Job application service with the JWT package. This video is the continuation part of that service. In this video, we'll make the login registrations and get user by ID. With the login guys, we need to do the JWT integration also. And plus while saving the password, we should be save the password in secure way through some cryptography algorithm like bcrypt or something else. So let's start the coding part. So last time we made it this much. And we made these are the two routing functions and these are the handler. So today we'll complete this one. So in the model, first we'll make the user model. Here we'll write down the package models. Type user, structure is the type, and here we'll define right similar to this one. So we'll define ID integer, this is correct. Username string, this is also correct, and I think all other are also correct. We'll check ID, this is correct, username is correct, password is correct, email ID is admin, profile picture is also correct. And now we have two more things, created at and updated at, and that we took over here in the repository, right? So we'll take these two also. So we'll write down created at, this is also correct, updated at, this is also correct. So this is our structure, right? And this is our structure. So this is our structure, or we can say model. So this we will use it over here, where user models dot user. Okay, and why we are taking this one? Because whatever the data we get it in a form of the login or registration, at the time we wanted to fill it this object. Okay, so first we'll complete the registrations. Over here we'll write down if this is correct, meaning is this one is should bind JSON. This data will bind it, whatever the request object will become. So in the request we will send some payload, right? And that payload we will get it over here. So if this is not correct, we'll write down http dot status byte request, and we'll show error message also. If this is correct, then we'll write down one method in the service. Okay, and service method meaning is this is service file, and here we need to make a one file, that is auth service.go. Here we'll add the one package service. Inside it we'll get the function. In function we will get the SQL object and the user object. Both the object we will get it, and we will return error if we have error. And here once the user is come for registration, we need to be first encrypt the password, and whatever the encrypted password we should save into database. So first we will use it hashed password. And how we will hash it? It's very simple guy, we can use the any algorithm. So I like to use the bcrypt, and that is more secure algorithm, so we'll use that one only. And to this one I need actually one package, and that package, how to install a package? Very simple, go get and the package name. Okay, so this is the complete part. Now it's downloading. Yeah, it's done. So we'll write down bcrypt c, yes, and we'll write down simple generate from password, and this is the password. So from the user we'll get a password, and we will decrypt. How much time will decrypt? 10 times. This is default, but we can do exactly more also. Meaning is whatever the plain password will be getted as a form of the text, we will actually first encryption one level, then second level, and more secure we will make till the 10 level, right? After that, if we will get some error, then we will handle the error. Simple, we will return the error from here only. And if everything is smooth, then we will convert this password to normal password as a string, and we need to be stored into database also. To store in the database, we will write down the functionality into repository. Okay, so we are doing segregation. So all the logic, service related service, repository related repository. So right now we need to make one more file over here, that is user underscore repository. Here we'll add the package repository. Okay, inside it will write down create capital name only, because we need to be access into another file. This is correct, and this is also fine. So here we'll add the SQL and the model, the user will get it. And here simply we'll run it db dot execute. That line we can write down there also into service also, but we should be separate because database related should be into repository. Database is more close to the repository side. Service means business logic. Okay, and we need to write down similar to this one, right? Username, password, email ID. Okay, these three things also fine, and we are writing down username, password, email ID. That is also correct. right, and insert. Okay, so this command can give the result or error. This we will receive it over here. If we get some error, we will return the error from here on. So this create user will use it over here. Below of this one will say return repository dot create user, and inside it will pass the database and the user. Whatever it will return will send back to the handler, right? So in the handler we will receive it and we will write down services dot register user, and there we will pass these two things. And here if we get some error, we will write down the status internal server error or bad request, right? Both are the correct, and we can write down some meaningful message or whatever error is also, both are the fine, but here we'll write down message. And this message also, guys, we can put in constant also. Okay, and here we'll write down c.json, and inside it we'll write down the http dot status created, right? And beside of we should be write down the whatever the success message we have. So this part is done, so our registration part is done. So this complete call is we made it. So one more thing, in this application we will add a environment file also. So we'll add a new file, and here we'll write down like JWT secret key, like database path, server port, in future if we will make the upload file path. So these things we can make it. So these are the variables right now I'm making, but later on we can change it also. And read this environment file, we require one package also, and package is this one, go.environment. We'll install it, and after that this environment we will read it over here at the first place, because we wanted to use it over here also at the time initialization and here also. So we'll read it over here. Simple. If we got some error while reading the package, we will write down go dot environment dot load. It will automatically find out that environment file only, and if we got some error, we will show it error over here. And if everything is fine, then we can read it. For example, I wanted to read a port, and that port I wanted to replace it over here 8080. So I can read it operating system get environment server port, and that server port I already given it over here. That port we will read it and we'll use it over here. If it does not find out in this configuration file the port, then we'll use 8080 only, right? So this is a small change. Later on we will use this file like other places also. So we've done the user creation. Let's test it. So to test the application, guys, I'm making one more new folder, API_test. I'm not using the Postman and some other tool. Here only I'm writing down through the REST HTTP client we will test it. Okay, and that is actually one extension, guys. You can use it over here, REST. You can use it REST, and this is the extension REST client. Okay, here we can make the command, and there is so many other configuration also, but we required for simple use only, and the use is very simple. So I'll show you. We will make a file like user_register, and we'll write down through extension HTTP, and inside it we'll write down our request. Simple. We need to write down post and the URL on which we wanted to hit it. So when we run this server, it will run on the 8080 port only. So we'll write down register is our routing path. This is register. So we'll use this one over here, and after that we can give, if we have some header, we can give it over here, and after one line blank we will write down our body part. So suppose this is our body part, username, email ID, and this is the password we wanted to send it. We can simply request it. So before that we need to run the server also. We'll run go server .cmd /server/main.com and hit the server. Our server is running successful, and but our routing part did come. Generally when we run it, our routing part also will show over here. So we didn't integrate the routing with the server, so that is also we need to do. So we'll go on the main file, and here we will do. So first thing is we will write down routes. Here we'll write down our initialization route. Here we'll pass our route engine and database. These are the two things. Our initialization route is done. Now again we will run our server, go run cmd /server/ now this time we can see our both route handler we can see, right? Now we'll go over there on user registration. We click on the send request, and user creation is done. You can see we got a one file also. This is our database. Okay, and when we click, we didn't see anything, but we have our data inside it okay, that we cannot access through the Visual Studio Editor, but we have our database, and from there we can access the user or other actually table also. So this is done. And one more thing, this path also we can grab from the environment file. And how to get it from the environment file, and that is also very simple. We'll use it over here, os.getEnvironment, and here we will write down our path name. This is our database environment key, and that thing we will come over here dynamically, right? So we need to change it only in environment file, and automatically our complete applications configurations we can handle through the environment file only. So before the login, next part is we need to validate is user is registered or not, because we cannot see over here in database, right? So we will make a one more actually request in route handler to fetch the user by ID, and we will fetch our user what we actually just saved it. So in here in routing we will make a get user by ID handler. Inside in it we will write down the logic. So first we need to be going to handler, and there we need to define it. So this is authentication related. Similar to that, we can make one more file, user_handler. There we will write down the user related information. So package handler, and below we will define that functions. And here in the handler we will receive the database SQL, right? So we'll write down this one also, and what it will return, it should be written the handler function. So it will return the handler function, and this is the gin part. So this is the gin part, and it will actually give us to the in a function parameter we'll get the context. So this is our context. So inside it we need to write down the logic. So first thing is from that URL we will get a one user ID also. Get a user ID, we will write down ID. It could be the error also, so we'll write down c.parameter.getID. that is correct. And we can write down this one also, or we can write down in shortcut also over here ID also, right? First we need to convert this ID into the integer part, so we'll write down this one. This is correct, string conversion, and ID will get it over here, right? If we get some error due to the reading the parameter, then we will write down the error over here, right? Invalid user ID. After that we'll call service call, and from the service we'll call the repository also. So we'll make a service call, service.getUserID, get user by ID, and here we'll write down the logic. And in the service also we'll make a one more file, that is user_service.go. Inside it we'll write down very simple logic is this one only. Whatever the database we'll get it, and data we will actually grab into this model, we will send to the handler, right? And for this one also we need to write down one repository also. In the repository get user by ID, here also we will make a one more file, and file we don't need to make because already we have, so we can use this one also, and here only we'll write down. So here we'll write down the logic is get user by ID. This is correct, and this is almost also correct. So let's read it, let's go through it, this one also. So this is correct, user ID, email ID, and this is fine, but we want all the data, right? So we will write down this one star, and we will scan all the information. And one more thing, while scanning the profile picture, because profile picture can be the null guys, because if we'll see over there the structure of database, everything is actually, you can say not null, this is default, this is default, only the profile picture can be null. So how we will grab this one, because in our side it could not be null, or string to null is conversion is also not possible. So what we need to do in this case, we need to take one more variables over here, where profile picture, and this variable type we will take it SQL.null string. Meaning of this one, so in this over here we can take it SQL null to handle the null value of the database, because at the time of creations we does not give the profile picture, we given the only mandatory field, right? So this way we can handle it, and rest everything will get it through the user only. Means all these things whatever it is get from the database will fill into this user model, but only the profile picture will load into the profile picture variable. So like a way, right? And this one we need to change to created at and updated at. So this is done. Now if we get some error we will return it from there. Here we will write down if profile picture is valid, this SQL null string we will give the valid also, valid or invalid also. If it is valid, then in the user profile picture we'll write down the whatever the profile picture we get it in a string format. Otherwise we can write down nil also. So we'll write down user profile picture blank or nil. I'm just writing down nil over here. Okay, and this data will send it back. And cannot use nil as a string value in assignment. That is also correct. So we'll go there, and to make it this one, I am just making as a pointer over here. Here also we need to write down pointer type. This is done, and we will get the request over here. So this request, we will grab it from user repository to the user service, and this is our user service, repository.user service, and that package also we should add. This is done. Now in the handler we will get it exactly service.getUserID, right? And now this user ID we need to use it. So we'll write down, if error will get it, then what we need to write down. So if error we will get it, we will write down the logic, we'll show the internal server error. Otherwise we'll show c.json, c is the context, and here we will, as a response, we will send the user only. Now this is also done. We'll save all the files and all files. Now we'll test this request also. To test this request, guys, we'll go there, we will make one more file, and this time we'll say fetch user or get user by ID. This is HTTP request. Okay, here we'll write down very simple, get is the method, and we need to write down one URL. URL is simple. We will write down the user/1, and in handler we will verify user/ID. This is correct, because whatever the user ID we wanted to get it, we can get it from here also. And one more thing, we need to be again rerun it. So we can use the AR package also, so it automatically recompile once the change we will get it. So we'll run it again, allow, we'll go there, we'll send a request, and we got a data also, right? So that means our user was created successfully there. So this part is also done. So one more thing, guys, we can integrate the AR package also, and that we did it earlier also in server.watch. You can go in the previous video of the Go language services, there we already did it also. The same step we need to do over here also. So first we need to install the Go AR package, and this package we need to install one time in our system, guys, because this is globally we'll install it. Once it will installed, then it will work. So after this one we will run AR initialization command, and it will create a this configuration file. So in this configuration file we need to be change something. Why? Because our main file is inside init cmd and server. So to access the main file we need to be give the path over here. So here we will change it .root exactly, and we need to give it our path. So .cmd/server, then we'll give the dot. So inside in it we have the main file. If we have API, we'll give the API. Like we need to change it, and hope it should work. Let's test it. We will run only command AR, and it's working. Yes, it's working. So that is also done. So now we don't need to be rerun it again and again. After the changes, our server, it will automatically recompile, or means you can say hot reload. Okay, so this is also done. Next thing is we need to complete the login process, and here we have routing, and this is our login functions. So when user will login, and after the login successful, user will get the token back, right? JWT token. So here we'll use it. Definitely we can use this one. So we need to receive the data. Okay, which data? Because at the time of login it will actually post request, and we will pass the username and password. So that data will receive it over here. So we'll just copy this one and paste it this one. So in this object we'll receive the data. After that we need to make a one functions, and that function is we will make service.login user. Inside it we will pass database, and we required username and password, so we'll use it exactly user.username and password, these two things only. And this login user we will make it into service, and this is our service request. Here we will write down. So here we'll get it only username password. We'll change it username and password both are string, right? And if this is successful, we will get back the token in the form of the string, and if we get some error, we should be written the error also. Okay, after that we need to call the repository, and in the repository also we'll make the one method, that is get user by username, and there we'll pass the database, and username we will pass it. So this method now we'll make it into repository. Here we will make it in this repository. This is our method, and it how the parameter is, this is same parameter, and username as coming as a string only. It will return two things. One is to model of the user or chances of error. With this username we will hit a query on a database, and we will fetch the user detail, and that user detail we will send back to the services. Okay, so here we'll write down user colon equal to, and here we will write down empty model inside it we will collect the user information. So that we'll write down error db dot, here we write down the query row. Inside that query row we'll write down the our statement. And query is simple, we write down this is correct, let's start from username, right? This username will pass and we will return back all this informations, all are correct. After that, if we got some error, we'll write down if error came, then we'll return the error, otherwise we'll return the user. So this request is done, and this request we will receive it over here. Okay, and if you got an error, we will write down this one, and if we got a user, we will receive the user also over here, right? And if we got error, we will write down if error came, then it will return an error with a blank. Okay, and if everything is fine, then we will compare the password with the bcrypt password, right? And here we will first actually hash the password of the whatever the password we get from the user, because this is actually coming from the database. Okay, whatever the user we get it from the database, and this is we got as a request. So we'll compare these two things. If it is we have some error, then we will return it over here, and we can write down yes, this is also fine, we can use this one. Okay, this is done. After that, if everything is fine, we will return a token. So we need to make a token also. So to generate a token, I'm making a new folder, and right now I'm making a folder outside of the internal folder, and here we'll make a folder package is the folder. Inside it we'll write down another folder that is called utils. Inside it we'll write down one file that is called JWT.go. Here we'll write down the logic, and first we will import the utils, then we will write down the functions generate JWT token. Okay, and this token we need to be generated. We should be have some claim also, and it should be exactly with some algorithm, right? So through algorithm it should be encrypted also. So to claim, we will make a one claim structure, claims and structs, and make, and here inside it we will write down like username came, and username is also I will write down in the form of the this is correct. User ID, this is also correct. We'll write down is admin also. We can write down, it's up to us, but we should not write down like sensitive information like password or some other thing, but other thing we can write down. And generally we required to write down mostly user ID only, so that we can recognize from the token for which user actually we are trying to resolving, or for which user we wanted to do something. And after that, finally we need to use the JWT also, and for this one we need to be install a package of JWT. We'll stop this one and we'll install a package of JWT, and the package name is guys JWT Go. So go get JWT-go is the package. We will hit it, and this is guys the folder name also. Okay, and this is the package path. So we'll install it. Once we install, we can write down JWT dot like standard claim, this is correct, and we will get it over here. So after this one, whatever the standard claim also we can do it also, and that concept we call it structure embedding, or we can say inheritance, right? So in Go language we can achieve the inheritance in this way only. And here, while actually to generate a token, I can write down generate token. Here we'll get the username, string, user ID, and his boolean is also correct, right? And here we'll write down expiration time. Expiration time means exactly at what time the password will be expired. Okay, and expiration time, it's our choice how much we wanted to give. Generally 20 minutes, but we can increase or decrease it also, it's up to us. So suppose right now I'm writing down 10. So time dot now, the current time 10 hour, I'm adding it over here. So we can add the minutes or anything also we can add it. After that we will make a claims, and in the claim we will use that claim structure, and here we'll write down the username, user ID is admin, and finally we have standard claim also. And these are the standard claim. Inside it we'll write down the expiration also, right? And where is the secret key, right? We need to write down secret key also. Okay, and the secret key will become also below. So what is this? This is the 56, the algorithm by which we are actually encrypted over here. Final thing is this token should be come like a way. This is signed token, and this is our secret key, right? And we need to get the secret key. We should write down os dot get environment, and we should be write down our key name, and key name was secret key. We'll check over here, this was JWT secret, and we will write down here JWT secret. So this is also done. Here one more thing, this signed key can be possible to return an error also, so we should be write down string and error, both the things. This is done. Now this key we will get it over here in a user service. And one more thing guys, this should not be in user service, it should be an auth service. So we'll cut and paste this functions over here, and we'll write down over here utils is the package name dot generate token, and inside it will pass the username, user ID, and the admin also. And this one we will receive, and this service we will save it. We don't require anything else. This is also done, and this service will goes to the handler, and we'll write down service dot. So in the handler we will receive the token or either error. Okay, and if we got error, then we'll write down the same whatever we wrote down over here. That means the internal server error, or we can write down like incorrect password, invalid credentials, kind of stuff we can write down, right? This should be services also. And if we got a token, we can simply write down c means context, JSON, and HTTP. This is correct, and we'll send the token. So I think that's it, and we should now test it also. So we'll write down one more API test service, and here we'll make a login user underscore login .http, right? And this is also post request. So we'll write down this one, and we'll make this URL, and here we don't require the email ID, right? So now we need to run the server also one time. So we'll run air only. We'll hit server is running, right? It's running. Now we can hit it because this username already we registered last time. So we are expecting we should get a successful message, or the token we should get it also. So we'll hit it over here, and we got a token, right? So this is done, and our JWT token also we received it. Right, so that's it guys. This video will become lengthy, and so next part we'll do more on the user or either on the job side. Till the time you can take the source code and go through it also. And thanks for watching the video. See you in the next video. Till the time, happy coding.